Welcome back, guys. In this video, I actually stumbled upon my feed and I started watching like the first 2 minutes of it, and I was like, wait, you know what? I'm going to stop it. This would be a great video for us to react to. And if you listen to this past week's episode, living in an echo chamber and having this my team versus your team mentality, and this video is going to depict that greatly. So let's get right to it. Title of the video, we'll link it into the description if you would like to watch it all the way through without our commentary. It is called How the Radical Left Dehumanizes the Right.
You are a horrible person. You deserve to be insulted and attacked. You are not deserving of a civil conversation. This always confused me because I love debates. I love listening to debates online, whether that be from left-wing people or right-wing people, or simply when I watch left-wing commentary.
Yeah, Destiny.
Gets me started seeing his face.
Wonder what his wife's boyfriend is doing today.
Oh, yeah.
And when I hear somebody say this, it always puzzled me. Why would you say this? You're a horrible, evil person, you don't deserve common respect or courtesy, and I'm not going to entertain a conversation with you. You're not going to convince anybody when you're accusing them of something that they don't believe,
Right or
and that
left.
is obviously untrue. And you're just calling them evil, and you're attacking them, you're just insulting them. What do you hope to gain from this? And I thought about this for weeks on end. It bugged me to no end, but I figured it out. And unfortunately, I came to a very grim conclusion. You see, those statements, you're not worthy of respect or courtesy, we cannot have a civil conversation, none of that is designed to persuade you. It's designed to radicalize the people who already agree with you. If you had two commentators and they're discussing and they're talking things out, and
Or as I see it, it's a way to deflect debate, because in a way they might be losing the conversation. That's a way to end it and just turn to personal insult. You know, whenever you start turning personal insults, you know you've lost the conversation.
Yeah.
one of them says that to the other, their goal is no longer to talk things out with you. Their goal is to simply radicalize, polarize, and isolate their own audience.
Go.
Stop
talking.
posing. I'm just
Shut
trying
up.
to argue in good faith with you.
You're not arguing in good faith at all.
He's telling him to talk, but he keeps telling him to
Yeah.
shut up, and he keeps yelling at him.
And you see this. I mean, like, it could happen on both sides, but it's just been so obvious on the left side.
That's what
Like,
we
you
see
yeah.
the most.
Yeah, you see, like, the people go to the protest trying to interview, and they don't want to talk. They just start barking and yelling. Yeah.
You're over here insulting women, saying they're useless and weak, and then saying the difference of 5 pounds
When
is
did
gonna
I
make it
say
so a
they're
woman
useless and
can't be in the fucking military. You're one of the most embarrassing, pathetic pieces of shit that I've ever encountered.
Why are you so mad?
Because you are
I said
pathetic.
they're not.
It's to paint the other person as an evil human being that cannot be talked to or reasoned to. This video is designed for people who are right-wing. Title obviously says how the radical left dehumanizes people on the right. But for people who are left-wing who just so happen to click on this video, I'm going to try and give examples that you can also relate to and understand. If you had two people and one person said, I care about these kids who claim to be trans, but I don't think they're trans. I think that they're simply confused. I think that they need to get some help. And the other side simply says, you want trans kids to die, you hate them because he said those things. He's not aiming to convince that person. That's not going to convince him. The right-wing person doesn't believe any of those claims that are being made against him. The sole purpose of those statements.
No, we just don't want them to regret their decision once they, become an adult, and then they want to freaking end their life because they made a decision that was not, that they weren't thinking correctly.
Yeah. And the point of having a conversation is to, understand each other, but they're going in it to, like, win or obviously dehumanize.
Yeah, dehumanize, just being like, you're fascist, racist.
Are to make it so that people no longer interact with or communicate with people who make those claims. It kills discourse because you can better isolate people and polarize people if they no longer communicate. And for my left-wing audience, let me give you a right-wing example so that you can relate to this. If you're talking to a person and you say you're pro-choice, you say, I'm in favor of women's rights, I want them to have access to women's healthcare, it protects women and it also gives them freedom. Imagine you said those things and the other person, instead of engaging with anything you said, they simply claim against you, actually, you're a Satanist. You simply want to sacrifice babies to Moloch or Satan. You're a Satanist right now. You hate life. You want to kill innocent babies. That's all you want at the end of the day. You just hate babies. How can you talk to or communicate
Some
with
do,
people
though.
like that?
Yeah.
People on the right, if they
I'm glad he's touching on this because it falls on both sides.
Yeah,
And it's just how do you want to have a conversation with somebody?
exactly.
really believe those things, how could they possibly ever have a rational conversation with you? They can't. You're an evil Satanist. We can't talk to you. And it basically has the
Slipknot.
exact same effect. It's
Slipknot.
intended to have that exact same effect, but for the other side. Especially considering you don't believe any of those things. I guarantee 99% of my audience who's pro-choice, they're probably not Satanists who want to sacrifice babies to Moloch. Okay? Can we agree on that? I think so. Yet I'm sure this is not the first time you've heard that talking point, right? That's what's
Well,
happening in
yeah.
American politics today. And the exact purpose behind this is so that they can radicalize their own audience. Because that
there
pushes
he
them
is.
away from honest, open
Radicalize.
communication
Hassan.
with the other side and pushes them towards taking
Biggest
action.
radicalizer
We
on the
need
internet.
revolutionaries. We don't need people who can think. And I've broken it down to what literally every radical leftist does.
You don't need people who can think. Exactly. Because they don't think. They just go based on emotions.
In our train of thought, we start off with Nazi. Nazis are bad because they killed innocent people. They killed quite a few if you know anything about history. And we don't talk to Nazis. Instead, we should make them feel uncomfortable. In fact, good people will do bad things to Nazis. We're supposed to punch Nazis. But you know what Nazis are also? They're fascists. Nazis are fascists. But what is fascism, you may ask? Well, we're not really going to specify that. We're going to leave it nice and
Yep.
vague because
There we go. We're going to use words that have no idea what they mean.
We're not gonna describe what it means. We're just gonna call you it.
Yeah, exactly.
we're simply going to talk about what fascism means to me. And what fascism means to me is simply whatever I disagree with that infringes on my freedoms and rights. If you disagree with women's rights to abort children, you're a fascist. If you disagree with trans rights to mutilate themselves, you're a fascist. That's how their train of thought goes. And who exactly is fascist again? Literally everybody who voted for Trump. Half of the American population. That is
Yep.
fascist. But wait, if you're
I'm a fascist.
fascist,
Are you a
that
fascist?
means you're a Nazi. And if you're a
I'm a fascist. Are you a fascist?
I guess so. I guess I must be a Nazi too. Wow.
Dang it.
Nazi, it's good if bad things happen to you. You see what I'm getting at? These are the mental gymnastics they go through in order to justify violence against you. These people literally have more sympathy for child murderers.
That's. This
the
is exactly
facts.
what I'm
It's the
talking about,
facts.
bro. This is exactly what I talked about. The my team versus your team mentality. When you have that mentality, you end up on the fence of this crap. You end up on the 20 side. These are 80-20, not even 20-80 issues, bro. I'm going to go
Like
as far. These
10-90.
are no, even further. This is 95-5. 95, not even, bro, probably 99-1. 99 freaking 1 issues. And somehow these freaking idiots end up on the side of 1.
It's the my team mindset.
Yes.
That's all it is.
Rotting your brain, literally. We're literally rotting your brain.
There's than people who vote right wing. And again, I want to make it clear. I literally have nothing against people who are left wing. I enjoy talking to them. I think they're fun people. We disagree on practically everything, but I still like them. I still can be friends with them. I
And
don't
yes,
have a
that's
problem
how it
with
should
people
be.
who are left.
Yes,
We
you
should
still
be able
can.
to talk with these people, have conversations. But then they go straight to the
Bro.
you're a Nazi.
I had, when I was in college, bro, there's this dude that I play with in jazz band. Incredible trumpet player. Freaking good, bro. He happened to be gay.
Mhm.
And I think he knew my values, but that didn't matter. What mattered is that he liked playing. He was a boss trumpet player. He liked that I played drums. We would jam out. It didn't matter.
Yep.
We just play music. We probably disagreed on everything politically, but guess what? We didn't care because we were in the same band. We were pretty freaking good. That's all that mattered.
Yeah. And I think too many people are in that like I have to know your like some people like that's their first question.
Who'd you
too.
vote for?
Yes.
I'm like, bro,
Y-
shut up.
It's
bro.
so like if I know what your values are, I'm not gonna talk to you. Like that should not be like
no.
it's so bad. Like I don't know.
No, I had, like I said, like that dude that I played with in college, bro. He's a freaking nasty trumpet player. So good, dude. He's like, he was my favorite. He was like, if I would have had like a 4-piece band, I'd want him in my band because he was good. I didn't get. He doesn't have the same political views. Who cares? I don't care.
There's
We're
too
doing
much
music.
There's too much focus on that nowadays.
Oh my god.
Like we're all we just want have do what we love, have fun.
We're in jazz band, not the
yeah.
freaking debate team.
Yeah. Exactly.
left wing. I want to clarify that. We are simply exploring the radical left, which is becoming much more
Yes.
prominent these days. Yet take note of this. They don't overtly condone violence. They don't. That would get them banned off of YouTube, or worse, they could possibly be imprisoned because that's illegal. And the left is not known for being brave,
There he
mind
is
you.
again. Nope.
Instead, they like to play it safe. If somebody they disagree with dies, they don't condemn it, they don't care. In
It's like,
fact, they're gonna laugh at
They're
it.
all
That's
good.
all they can do. That's as close to the edge they're willing to go.
Corey Comparator was a horrible person. Dying for your child does not mean that you love them or take good care of them.
Disagree with dies. They don't
Tweet. Look
condemn
on,
it,
look
they
at this
don't
tweet,
care.
bro.
In
This is
fact,
the
they're
left.
gonna
This is
laugh
the
at
left
it.
for you.
That's
Look at this. Destiny tweeted this. And look at his username. The omniliberal. This effing retard that got killed at the Trump rally. Effing LMAO.
All I see is Biden up +1 in Pennsylvania.
This is the symptoms of your brain rotting.
And we did talk like this is immoral people. I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of the immoral people
Reprobate
are
mind.
on the left. Yes.
Reprobate mindset, literally,
Mhm.
bro. This is a symptom of your brain rotting to your freaking ideology.
Now these are the people I think they sacrifice babies to Moloch.
yeah,
Like this, that's the type of people I believe that
Yep.
are straight evil.
Straight up, hey babies.
If
yeah.
you're celebrating somebody dying, you're evil. Like no ifs, ands, or buts. You're an evil
something wrong
person.
with
You
you.
have a rotten soul.
You have a mental illness.
And I'm gonna pray for you.
That's all they can do. That's as close to the edge they're willing to go.
Corey Comparator was a horrible person. Dying for your child does not mean that you love them or take good care of them. What? The Trump supporter that died was a lunatic. He was most likely a fascist, and I mean he was a Trump rally.
This is an incel. You don't got no kids. You don't got nothing.
It's incels and Karens
Yes.
who
Incel.
create these problems.
Single, lonely.
Cat ladies.
Yep.
Man, what do
Right
you
on the
expect?
butt.
Like he probably wanted trans people to die.
When a Trump supporter dies, who cares? He probably was a fascist. In fact, let's laugh at him. Let's dance on his grave. After all,
crazy.
you shouldn't be made to feel safe. Hassan, for example, he overtly hates white Christians. He hates us so much that he flat out
Sounds about
admits
right.
it would
Yeah.
be better if they got than other groups.
Henry College is like doing one good thing, which is that like if you have these millionaire, billionaire, WASP fail sons, at least taking them out of other colleges so they can only do date to other billionaire, millionaire failed daughters is like in some respects a little bit better.
So let's recap it.
What are you? What is Hassan saying? Oh
I don't even think he knows.
God,
I think,
bro.
yeah.
This is like your brain is so rotted, bro. Your brain is so rotted. You literally have mental illness, like literally. Like any normal person with a brain is gonna hear that and say,
What
"Are you
talking-
retarded?"
Yeah. Well, I mean, because he solely lives on the internet. He lives
Yeah.
at his desk. His whole world is the internet, which is fake. And he's surrounded his echo chamber. So I mean, it makes sense. He's a crazy person talking to himself.
Say that
Just
one
like
more
we
time.
are.
Say that one more time. We're gonna clip this and we're gonna post it. Say that one more freaking time.
I forgot what I said.
You said that he
What
lives. He only lives on one place. Where's that place that he lives
the
on?
internet. He
Ah,
only lives on the internet. It's a fake place.
get off the internet.
Go talk to people. Like go say that to somebody in their face, please. I want to see what happens.
You will get socked in the mouth immediately. Yeah.
Freaking.
So you know what's a solution to get rid of your my team versus your team mentality? Let me hold on. Get off the internet.
Period.
It's not only better for us to be they also don't care when we die, and they also get pleasure out of it. They'll laugh on your grave because you deserve it. After all, you have an evil ideology, and there's no possible way that you could believe those things and not be evil.
Do you notice
deserve
something similar with these two guys?
Same two guys.
They're like they got the same build, everything, right? Like
Yep, same build, same thing. Their wives are probably in the back with their boyfriend.
yeah, having a good time while
having a
they're
good time.
on their
Yeah.
fake reality.
Yeah.
deserving of death. Do you still not believe me when I say those things? You're going to. Not only do they laugh when we die, but Hassan openly admits that people should landlords.
Well, my understanding is that the property owners who have properties there choose just not to rent it at all.
Yeah,
As a result.
kill those motherfuckers in a video game. Sorry. Holy shit. Murder those motherfuckers in the street. Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist bloods, dude. Oh my god, in a video.
Red capitalist blood. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
this guy wears designer clothes, drives expensive sports cars.
Lives in probably a nice mansion, making a millionaire probably.
Yeah.
Living in a great capitalist country. But he's
Go to China, bro.
Bye.
Go to China.
Please.
Go to North Korea.
Please
say
leave.
the same crap you're saying right now. Go to North Korea. I dare you.
Video game, of course.
Because he's a communist. He's
my
a
God,
crypto
bro.
communist. But Hassan, he's not a man of principles. He doesn't care about morality, especially
Nope,
when it comes
or
to
the
telling
truth.
Typical
truth.
liberal.
Being
Mhm.
honest is a disadvantage to these
Mhm.
people. Now, instead, he needs to spread the good, holy Marxist spirit, even to Landlord's podcast, where he shares his beliefs, and he does not hesitate to lie to their face about what socialism is.
It is about equity instead of equality. That's what
Mhm.
people misunderstand about socialism. It is not about equity instead of equality at all. We don't have material equality as a baseline in this country. We don't have that at all. I'm advocating for a baseline of material equality, and I'm advocating for better worker protections, better worker rights, and less alienation.
That's all a lie. That's a fucking lie. What he's talking
You ever noticed that in the liberal hive mind, whenever they disagree with each other within that echo chamber, you're gonna be excommunicated, and it's cannibalism. They will eat each other alive. The moment that somebody in that echo chamber, two people within that echo chamber disagree.
Nah, I'm not surprised. Immoral people, no loyalty.
No.
What else? It's just
Have you noticed that?
I have. Yeah.
you-
They immediately jump on each other.
They
It's a
excommunicate
cult.
their
It's a
own.
cult mindset. Honestly, this whole woke left liberal. It's a cult mindset. There's if you mess up, you have to confess your sins. You have to go against him, and there's no way to get to come back. There's no way to apologize your way out of it. Once you cross them, you're out.
Yep. You're excommunicated from the hive mind.
And then they turn those left people and
You're now right wing
Yeah,
when they
yeah.
excommunicate you. That's actually what they do. You're now right wing. You're now a Trump supporter. You're
Yeah.
now a fascist.
about can happen in a capitalist system, and it is explicitly not what socialism is about. It's not
Destiny
about
clowning on Hassan
materially
on his
equal
own.
conditions. That's called welfare
own
or
boy.
redistribution, which capitalism can do, right? You're talking specifically about getting rid of or eliminating the profit, or at the very least, redirecting the profit to workers. You want to destroy private ownership because owners that don't work shouldn't be collecting money off of people that do. That's fundamentally what your belief is. And that's not even like this is what Marxists believe. This is what you believe. You said this on stream. His idea of socialism is what Republicans called socialism in 2005. Socialism is when you pay your taxes.
Socialism is just when government does more stuff. Not at all when we execute you. Keep in mind, this guy's channel is literally dedicated to teaching people how to become landlords and to become millionaires. He actively teaches people.
Literally, capitalism 101.
Yeah. Oh,
to
this
become the things his
That's so annoying. He's thriving and living in our capitalist country. He's
Real estate investor and landlord. Capitalism 101.
He's just a spineless dude, honestly. Like he's gonna fold at every single opportunity.
Ready for it
go.
again?
Let's go.
Ready? Get off the internet.
Period.
son hates and advocates for the death of those people. Yet he's perfectly fine sitting down having a cup of coffee with these people, as long as it means getting the good message out there. Because again, these aren't men of principles.
You call it selling out your principles. I call it fucking winning. And that's my principle, to win as a socialist, not to lose as a socialist. That's not my principle.
fighting
I don't
amongst
give a
each other.
about
Interesting.
principled failure. Principled failure.
They can't even agree on the same term. How are they gonna do anything? They can't even agree with each other.
They're all socialists, but none of them know what it means. Here's my definition. That's not the definition.
It's because we've seen it not work. But they're trying to, create these little circles.
No, you're doing it wrong. No, you're doing it wrong. No, that's not the right way. My way's the right way.
Yeah. I'm gonna play this.
Is worth dog shit.
These people don't care about truth. They want power. They only care about winning in their own words.
My
And
team
being a
versus
man
your
of
team.
principles means you gotta tell the truth at least, right? But that only holds you back because these people, they're not honest with you about what they believe.
You have to advocate for a much lighter form of propaganda. You want America in the way that I feel.
Literally, Literally interviewing a terrorist right here. Literally interviewing a terrorist.
Is it?
Yeah, I think this is like a guy in Yemen that everybody in Yemen's like, yeah, this guy's a terrorist.
Oh, really? Wow.
Feel about it. And if you want America to
think. I
get
could be
out of
wrong,
the
but I'm
way
almost pretty sure
for
this is
places with more revolutionary potential to do what they would normally do, I think that one thing you have to do is advocate for a lighter form, while simultaneously still doing agitated propaganda that goes beyond social democratic idea.
That's what these leftists are taught to do. That's what they
Hamas
actively
Piker.
do. They don't reveal fully what they believe. No, we gotta water it down first. Make it easier for people to digest. We water down the information so that they can be set on the right path of radicalization, which should be really concerning for you, even if you're a centrist. Because if this is the watered down message
You're a
where they think
centrist,
it's
you're
better for you to be rich
fascist,
and they don't
yeah.
care when you die, what do they really believe? I mean, this is what they're totally fine openly admitting and showing to people. They have no problem with this. This is not the most radical part of their message. It's not just, haha, it'd be funny if you die. It's they want you dead. They're actively working towards that goal. Look at what they're doing. They're proactively taking steps to make their own audiences not communicate with people who disagree with them. They're supposed to be rude, disrespectful, simply call you a Nazi and an evil
So this says criminals don't deserve due process. Trans ideology must be eradicated. Women are subservient and inferior to men. The white race must be preserved. These are just my opinions. Feel free to disagree, but please be polite about it. Oh my gosh.
person and call it a day. We can't talk to these evil subhumans because at the end of the day, this is the language designed to dehumanize you. You're no longer a person who simply has different views or opinions on what's best for the world. No, you just are evil and you hate people. No longer do you simply believe that, hey, I think abortion is murder. I value the life of a child. No, it's you hate women. That's what these people unironically believe. If you think that transitioning children is wrong, you want trans kids to die. If you're against welfare and you think that's wasteful,
The opposite. We don't want them to die. We don't want them to freaking do something that's gonna change their life, like literally change them for the rest of their life. Like you take out a little girl's ovary, she can no longer reproduce. What if later down the road she's 20-something years old? She's like, you know what? When I was young and dumb, because we say that term a lot, young and dumb, I wasn't thinking straight. I want to have babies now. Sorry, sweetie, you can no longer have a family because you decided to make that choice 20-some years ago. Can you imagine? And then they end up offing themselves.
And it's not even her fault. It's her parents and the people around her, the doctors. Because a little kid.
Big pharma. If you're trans or whatever, you're a dollar sign. That's all you are.
Yeah.
You are a massive dollar sign to big pharma.
spending, and there are better ways to help the homeless. No, you just hate the homeless and you want them to suffer. That is what these radical leftists unironically believe about the right. Verbatim. It's because they're not even just left-wing. Because a left-wing person, maybe they have the ability to interact and talk to people on the right. Hey, they understand that we don't agree, but we both want what's best for the world. Not a radical leftist, though. No, they don't talk to you because their own audience decided to isolate you from.
This picture reminds me of this. Just not too long ago, Trey, you might have heard about it. Two white guys, okay? I'm pretty sure it's two white guys. Or one of them was white at least, but I'm pretty sure two white guys beat up, I think this guy was Indian. The Indian dude, can you think what hat he was wearing? He was wearing a MAGA hat. And two white guys decided to jump him. And you say, we need to jump him because of the hat he was wearing. I thought you guys loved minorities. What happened? You decided to beat up an Indian man because he was wearing a MAGA hat? Thought you loved those people. My team versus your team mentality. They don't care about minorities. They don't give a crap about minorities. Notice how all these people pushing all these ideas are all freaking, it's incels and Karens.
From them. They want them to hate you, because if they hate you, it's going to be a lot easier to lead a revolution where they execute you. They make it a point to sympathize and empathize with criminals, rapists, murderers more than you. Which side is in favor of the death penalty? Not the left. They think that murderers, they're simply disturbed or unwell human beings. No, people who actually murder, they're not evil. We gotta help them. We must advocate for rehabilitation for these people. Unless you say the N-word. No, if you say the N-word, you're actually just a horrible, evil person, and there's no possible reason for it other than you're just evil. For the
I'm gonna say this real quick. This is Shiloh Hendricks thing. It's a consequence of how society handled Carmelo Anthony. That's all I gotta say. Both are horrible. Both should not happen, but the way society handled the Carmelo Anthony, cause and effect. Why are you surprised?
I'm not. I was gonna bring this up too. That's what
We've talked about
yep,
this before.
Maps.
We gotta
Maps.
extend sympathy and empathy. For the racist,
bro.
none is given.
Disgusting.
No, when it comes to Shiloh, because she said the N-word,
And
they
she's white.
justify doing
Uh-huh.
horrible, evil things to her. If you say the N-word, it is good to dox you, to steal your social security number, to swat you, to harass you, to try and ruin your life, to try and get you fired from your job so that you
saying a
can't feed your
word.
children because she's racist. Just
Mind you, it's a very offensive word.
Yes.
But compared to the people they support, that's nothing compared to these. You know, yeah.
I don't.
it's like all white people are racist, according to them. Because remember, being killed is a good thing in these people's eyes.
Yeah.
That's what they believe. If there was a situation where a woman, she was being murdered by a man, and that woman just so happened to call him the N-word right before she died, people would say she deserved it. In fact, people would be happy it happened to her. That's how these people's moral compasses operate.
Yep.
Look at these videos. Keep in mind, she literally just said the N-word, and this is what they have to say for her.
My mama would have went to that house, knocked on her door, dragged her by that skinny little blonde ponytail, and turned her every which way but loose. And then she'd be like, go get my bail money. I feel like it is time for us to start turning the other cheek. And I mean their cheek, not our cheek, okay? I think it's time for us to start showing them who the fuck we are.
And the fact that you did that when that little boy's parents were not around, they were not present. What kind of person are you behind closed doors? Like, I'm fearful of your children, and I hope that they get removed from your care.
That lady, Shiloh Hendricks, whatever the name is, people like her, they deserve a bullet. They really do.
Ooh, the fucking way I would have rearranged that bitch's face if I was in front of her. But I hope and pray that they find your location. And I hope they dog walk your stupid ass. And when you good and going, I hope somebody finds your grave and piss on that shit.
Again, these
There's
people
the
think that
lad.
if you
There's-
say
yeah,
one word,
there it
you
is.
deserve
That's
to be
crazy,
raped
bro.
and murdered.
You left
When
us,
it
that-
happens
that's
to
the-
you,
that's the
they will
people.
be
That's your
happy
teammates.
and gleeful. They hate you. And look, this is negative information, really negative topic for this video. But I'm only saying this because I truly believe that this is the case. I'm never this strong or stern with what I say. And the only reason why I'm saying it right now is it's because it's the truth, and you need to hear this. These people are trying to polarize their audiences so that they hate you more, and they're more willing to do evil things against you. Because again, when they call you an evil monster that doesn't deserve courtesy or respect, it's not to change your mind, it's to isolate their own audience and to radicalize their own side. Which is really ironic if you think about it. This is the side of quote-unquote democracy. But the reason why they want to isolate their own audience and to radicalize them is because they are genuinely fearful that if they heard the other side, they would be convinced and leave them.
Like canceling these people or preventing them from showing up and pushing their message when most people don't have the ability to like push back, I think that does more good than it does harm. Nobody knows how to handle that.
Yeah, but
and
shouldn't
I wish they did.
Then
That's
we should do
but
that,
I
right?
feel like that's very idealized.
But yeah, but that's
Versus-
what we're at college. It's a place for ideals, right? Don't
But
you all
like-
have
but like-
dreams? And
but
you
like-
guys aren't old enough to have your hopes and dreams crushed yet. You should still be idealistic, right?
Used to be the opposite. I used to feel like, oh yeah, we should have every idea, bad or good, on the marketplace, and then people should debate it. And bad ideas will fall to the bottom, good ideas will come to the top. But instead, we had like 4 years of like half the population of America
and that's
parroting what Trump said on Twitter.
If their own audience,
It's because their ideas go to the bottom. Their team,
Exactly.
their team loses every single
Yes,
time.
exactly. Whenever you're on the 1% on the 99.1 issues, and you keep consistently falling to the one side, why are you surprised that the ideas of the 1% are just on the freaking?
That's why
they're in the abyss.
That was a great that was a great example he used, because it makes sense for every single thing that they don't want conversations, they don't want public debate or
No, they
free
don't want a
speech
debate.
even, because their ideas are awful.
They always fall apart. Their arguments always fall apart. The ideas are not popular.
And
It's the truth.
And it's that my team mindset.
I can't change my ideas because it's not my team.
Yup.
could think for themselves. If their own audience was genuinely exposed to the other side, they wouldn't be a radical leftist. They fear this. They don't trust honest discourse. If you could actually have an honest conversation with a Nazi, as they say it, they genuinely fear you would become one of them. It's very funny. They're not in favor of having a democracy that is actually informed on what the other side thinks. No, no, no. We must have a democracy that is controlled with isolated followers who are radicalized and only know to hate the people that they disagree with. Democracy where you only know one thing. Democracy where you can't hear the other side out. Democracy where you only know to hate. I mean, look at the Ethan Klein situation.
Doesn't sound like
Ethan
democracy.
Klein is your standard lefty. He engages in all of the left-wing talking points, but he only disagrees slightly with the Israel and Palestine situation. He doesn't even deny 90% of their talking points when it comes to Palestine, yet they still hate them. They hate him so much that they literally called child protective services on him. The same guy that says that Steven Crowder is a right-wing extremist. That's how left-wing he
On
is.
their own team.
Yet they still
His
hate
own
his
guy.
guts. They hate him and his family. They want the worst for him. If his family got raped and murdered, they would be happy. And they make that clear with their words.
He's on their
and
side.
their
What happened?
actions. And if they want to do that with Ethan Klein, who's practically identical to them, what does that say about you if you're even a centrist? In most revolutions and purges, even the people who are the strongest advocates of that movement tend to fall to the guillotine themselves. Because after all, if anybody disagrees with them, they're a fascist. And fascists are evil Nazis. And we don't respect or show common courtesy to Nazis. We don't even talk to them. Which means not only will they remain silent when violence happens against you, no. They're going to enjoy it. That's what they're looking forward to. So at this point, if they call you a sexist, homophobe, racist, whatever, who cares? They're going to anyways. They don't want to engage in logic and reason because they're afraid of it. That's why they isolate their followers. That's why they're polarizing people. They're fearful of real conversations. Yet I want to make this clear. The point of this video is not to make you feel the exact same way towards them. Don't fall into the exact same trap. This video is not created with the purpose to isolate people, to polarize them, to kill conversations. No, I think those things are really important. And we need to call this out for what it is. That's what you need to do. Call out what they're doing. They're radicalizing their own audiences, and this is how they're doing it. You need to understand this.
Back to what we've been saying this week. This whole purpose of this video is stop doing the my team versus your team. Exchange ideas. Do your own research.
Yep.
Stop being a mindless, brain-rotted zombie.
Yeah. Say it. What you're saying.
Oh. You know how you do that? Get off the internet!
Amen, brother.
I don't think there's anything wrong with seeking or gaining political power. That's what we should do, but I don't think you should do it through dishonest means. There's absolutely nothing wrong with voting in the laws and principles that you hold into this country, especially as a Christian. They hate you, and they view you as this cartoonish villain. Don't fall down that same path yourself. Do what is right. And that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed this, be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, have a good one.
This was a great video.
That was a great
Phenomenal video.
Go subscribe to this. Man.
Yes, go
That was a great
subscribe to
video.
this guy. I'll actually subscribe to him right now. Remnant777. Great video. Exactly what we've been talking about in this past week's episode. The my team versus your team mentality. This is a great depiction of it.
Yeah. It was great. It documented exactly what they do, what their tactics are, and I'm glad he did it because it's so disgusting. When you put it
ridiculous.
into perspective, it's so awful. And that's what happens in my team versus your team.
Instead of thinking for yourself.
Just get off the internet, guys. It's not real. Go have a conversation.
Get off the
Obviously,
internet, please.
we're putting this on the internet, but I've had to limit myself on social media for my own health. It's good to take a break. It's not real.
No.
Ultimately, the stuff you see people saying to you.
Stop being a keyboard warrior.
Yes, there a 90% chance nobody's ever gonna say that to your face.
No, they won't say.
Yeah. So
But even more than 90, probably 95. Honestly.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we hope you enjoyed the video. If you guys enjoyed the video, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button as we put out weekly content. Follow us on Instagram, Base Certified, TikTok, Base Certified. We will catch you in the next one. This is the place where radical leftists
Crash out.